Well, the time is now 8:33, and these days of self-isolation and social distancing can definitely be rough for a lot of people. But our next guest actually sees it as an opportunity to return to simpler times. So joining us now with how to get back to the good old days is best-selling author Dr. Dain Heer. So Dr. Dain, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, how are you holding up amid the self-isolation, social distancing, and what do you mean by getting back to the good old days?
Well, I have been holding up and doing quite well because I've been looking at this as an opportunity to recognize I've got time, I've got space to embrace some of the things I haven't had time for in the last 10 years, literally. And that's really what the conversation is about. And by the way, happy Earth Day, Eileen.
Oh, well, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Fortunately for us, we're enjoying some beautiful weather. I think fresh air, getting outside, that's really important. Do you kind of see that as kind of getting back to the good old days where you're seeing, more families kind of out together, enjoying time, like you said, getting back to the good old days?
I, well, absolutely. It's like people have this appreciation for being outside. A lot of people are have this gratitude. When was the last time you went outside without an agenda or just to go to your car to get somewhere? And so with this slowdown, we've got this worldwide shared experience where people are having a sense of gratitude for each other and acknowledgement for each other as being a gift in their lives that we haven't had since the 1950s. And they're willing to actually stop and talk to people, whereas before they were just, blow right by them. And also, we've got a chance to sort of reconnect and learn some new skills. It's like I've been in the kitchen cooking, and I haven't done that for years because I used to love to cook, but as my life got busier, I didn't have the time. And so people have the time to learn to cook, learn a new skill, read books, but also share their gratitude with other people for the gift that people are in our lives too.
Yeah, I think it's all really great advice, but of course, sometimes it is kind of hard to get into that, that mental mindset, when we are alone. But it sounds like you're really trying to focus on some of the good things. What other tips do you have for our viewers and for families that are watching to, just kind of take advantage more of these simpler times?
Well, you have the time and the space right now to plan your future. And what I ask people to ask is, if I could come out of this greater than I went into it, what would I have to choose right now? And a lot of us haven't had the time. We've been on autopilot for so long that we haven't had a chance to reevaluate. And so I ask them to look around your house, look at what is great for you and contributing to you, and look at what isn't, and start doing some spring cleaning, number one, but also start writing down the things that if you were creating your life right now, starting fresh, what would you choose? Like, what would you like to do as a family? What would you like to do as work? What would you do if you were actually creating your life at this point? And start planning and ask, okay, what's it going to take for me to have this? And just by asking that question, that's actually an action step that starts to open up the possibility in your world.
And then talk to us a little bit about what you call the gift of shared experience. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, we haven't had a shared experience like this without a world war ever. This is a unique time in our history. And what it does is it lets us see that our differences are far less than our commonalities because we're all going through this together. And so people are willing to see the gift that other people are. They'll lend a helping hand wherever they can because they realize what it feels like to be in this experience. And so we have an entire world where the reset button has been pressed. And if we choose to look at it, we can find the things that we can be grateful for, including the gift that other people are, and recognize that even, like, for example, for the earth, if we recognize we took a month off and the earth is now breathing again, and we all benefit from that. Children in China are seeing blue skies for the first time. The canals in Venice are clear. Sea turtles are nesting on the beaches in India. It's like we have this shared experience and we can look at it because you always get more of what you focus on. If we look at it as a gift, not just for how we can return to the good old days where before our lives were so frantic, but also this gift of what it's contributing to the earth itself, especially on Earth Day. We're set up to get that attitude of gratitude that actually creates a place where we're out of the trauma and drama and into the possibility.
Wow. Talk about a lot of Wednesday wisdom for us on this Earth Day. Dr. Dain Heer, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We wish you health and wellness as we all kind of continue together on this journey. You can check out Dr. Dain Heer's website for more tools and videos. I checked it out. It really is a great resource. So thank you so much and take good care. Adriana?
Thank you, Elaine.